Matchups peppered the weekend slate. Georgia and Tennessee clash for the 12th time when both are ranked in the top 15. Georgia is 6-5 in those meetings and has won 6 of the last 7. Across the SEC, Texas A&M will head to Notre Dame, where the Irish are trying to avoid their third 0-2 start in the last 15 years. South Florida and Miami is a surprise ranked matchup after USF already toppled ranked Boise State in Florida to start 2-0. The Gators will need to rebound from that loss against USF, heading to face number 3 LSU, who is 2-0 for the first time since their title year in 2019. All right, Paul Feinbaum joins us now from Baton Rouge, and the Gators really didn't do themselves any favors in that loss to USF last week. 11 penalties for 103 yards. Paul, is this the beginning of an unraveling for the Gators, or can they bounce back against LSU?
This is always one of the biggest games for them, so I think they will play very well. Bounce back, I don't think that is possible. I think there's been too much damage incurred under Billy Napier's tenure at the University of Florida. He is 20-20 as he enters his third game of the fourth year. DJ Lagway was supposed to be the salvation, but he missed most of the offseason battling some injuries, and he has been very rusty so far and ineffective, and that's really going to be the problem as they face one of the best defenses in the country in LSU in perhaps the most difficult place in America to play, Tiger Stadium, at night.
Yeah, a lot of people calling for Billy Napier's job after that loss to USF. Since Josh Heupel took over at Tennessee, they're 0-4 versus Georgia, losing each time by 14-plus points. What could make the difference this year for the Volunteers?
Well, they have the best quarterback, and that's the first time you could say that maybe in a while. And the reason is that Joey Aguilar, who came over, well, he went to Appalachian State, then to UCLA, then to Tennessee during the Nico controversy. He is really playing at a high level. He looked great against Syracuse in the opening game. The other side of the coin here, though, is really the problem for Georgia and why so many Georgia fans are nervous, and maybe Tennessee fans the most optimistic they've been in this series. It really Tennessee hasn't won since 2015, I believe. Gunnar Stockton has been very pedestrian with the Dogs. He filled in last year in the SEC championship game for Carson Beck. He acquitted himself, but then in the Sugar Bowl against Notre Dame, he was very average, and so far this year he has not looked very good at all. That's why there's a lot of push and pull. The line is very narrow. Georgia's a 3.5-point favorite. This game is in Knoxville, though, where Tennessee rarely, if ever, loses.
All right, Paul, you laid it all out there. Who are you picking, Tennessee or Georgia?
You're going to make a Tennessee graduate very unpopular right now. I am picking the Dogs to do what they always do, beat Tennessee.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be upset with you, Paul. Thanks so much for the insight and enjoy the game this weekend. Game day returns to Knoxville tomorrow for Georgia, Tennessee. It's the show's first trip back to Rocky Top since 2022 when Tennessee beat Alabama 52-49 in one of the best games in college football history. Chase McGrath knuckleballed a 40-yard field goal through the uprights as time expired to end the Vols' 15-game skid against the Tide. Joining us now from Knoxville is College Game Day's own Desmond Howard. And back in 2022, you witnessed some of those 100,000-plus fans storm the field to celebrate Tennessee's win. What is Tennessee's key to another epic Saturday this weekend?
I tell you what, that was an epic game. I remember going in the locker room and smoking a cigar with the sheriff, Peyton Manning, after that game, too. Now, if they're going to smoke a cigar after this game, they're going to have to match Georgia's physicality. I mean, that's just their brand of football. You listen to their head coach, Kirby Smart. He talks about how they want to dominate the trenches. They want to set the tone. That's how they control the game. A lot of teams, they can't match up with the speed of Tennessee, but it's not just the speed. They want to run the ball just like that. People have a misconception that Josh Heupel wants to spread you out and throw the ball all over the yard, but that's not who they are. They want to run downhill. If they can match Georgia's physicality for 4 quarters, too, that's what Georgia banks on. They bank on, hey, you may deal with this for the first quarter because you got the crowd behind you, you're hyped up, but then once we get you to deep waters, late in the third quarter or in the fourth quarter, can you still match Georgia's physicality? So I think that's going to be key. If Tennessee as he can do that, then they can come out victorious and smoke cigars after the game.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of a flex there. Tennessee enters as a 3.5-point underdog as they look to end their 8-game skid to the Georgia Bulldogs. Meanwhile, Notre Dame welcomes Texas A&M to South Bend tomorrow. It's the Fighting Irish's first game since losing their opener in Miami. What are you hoping to see differently from Notre Dame?
You know, the disappointing part about the game against Miami is just how Notre Dame's offensive line, they got controlled by Miami's defensive front, especially Reuben Baines. I mean, he had a magnificent game. I thought that they will be able to run the ball better. They have one of the best running backs in all of college football in Jeremiah Love. Like, coming to the season, he was the odds-on favorite to win the Doak Walker Award, the trophy given to the best running back in the country. But he only had 10 carries for 33 yards. And his other running mate, Jadarian Price, had 6 carries. You can't have those two special talents only carry the ball a total of 16 times. Now, I understand that they have to make sure that they have enough pressure up front going up against this Aggies defensive front seven, but they have to make sure that Jeremiah Love gets enough touches in this game against the Aggies.
Yeah, against A&M last year, Love posted a career-high 4 rushes of 10 yards and the game-winning touchdown. Desmond, we all had a question coming into this show because we showed a headshot at the top of the show. Guys, get to it right now because, Desmond, we all need to know, how old is this headshot? Because we got questions in here. Jay Harris was asking, I'm asking. What's going on?
Right, yeah. So, you know, I was actually an intern at about the age of 17 for ESPN. People just don't know this.
Oh, my God. Look, I wasn't going to say anything, Desmond. I was going to let it live, but Jay Harris, he really wanted to know. He said, you know what? How old is that headshot that we got up there? I said, look, I'm going to leave it alone. Let Desmond do his thing. Desmond, enjoy the games this weekend. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Brandon Allen in the gun formation. There's the snap. Here comes the pressure. Allen runs out to his left, has lots of time, swings it near side. It's going to be Henry. Caught at the 25, but he's tackled. Now flips it back up in the air. It's loose and falling on the ground. Picked up by Collins. Collins trying to run the far side. He's to the 30, to the 25. Can the Rebels get him on the ground? He's going to have the first down. Drops at the 10.
10 years ago, that lateral by Hunter Henry led to a touchdown and then a successful 2-point conversion for Arkansas. Arkansas upsetting Ole Miss in overtime. And as Arkansas prepares to face Ole Miss tomorrow, who better to join us than the star of the Henry Heave, New England Patriots tight end, Hunter Henry. Hunter, good to have you here on SportsCenter. Bro, I need you to go back 10 years for me, please, and take us through that play, that epic play, from your perspective.
Yeah, it's a wild play, man. I was just telling somebody this week, man, it's crazy to think that I would be remembered all the catches I had and all the plays I had through the years that I'd be remembered for throwing the ball backwards 20 yards, basically. It's pretty wild. But it was a play we put in all week. We had run it, I think, through the game, but obviously a desperation time, 4th and 25, and not really where you want to be. But you got to keep playing till the clock hits 0 and everything is over. And I always never wanted to be the guy to fall down with the ball at the end of the game. I had always seen that, and so honestly, I knew I was running the underneath route and knew if I got hit, I was just going to try to keep the ball alive, and that's what I did. And obviously, it worked out in the end.
The play y'all put in, so that was a planned heave for you. If you get the ball, just toss it if you get in trouble.
No, it actually wasn't planned.
Okay.
It wasn't planned at all. I planned it in my head. Didn't really tell anybody. A lot of improvisation from the guys. It looks like we planned it in a lot of ways, but honestly, none of it was planned, and pretty crazy how it worked out.
That's cool. When you go back, do you have to pay for anything?
Not much. I try to, but definitely it's always good to go back to Fayetteville and be back there.
That's cool. They love you. That's cool. Hey, your Razorbacks underdogs this weekend facing Ole Miss on the road again. How do you feel about their chances to pull off a win?
I feel good, man. Feel good. It's early in the season. Still finding out about each other and everybody. A lot of new players, but look good so far. Obviously, this will be a big test going on the road. Going to that stadium is always a tough place to play. Ole Miss is, obviously always a good football team that you have to go in there and really earn it. But, we have the guys to do it. They just got to go out there and play a 4-quarter game and play from start to finish.
All right, you talked about being remembered for the heave, and despite the fact that you had a bunch of catches in college. Switching to the NFL, you've led the Patriots in targets since Drake May became QB1. How has that relationship continued to evolve now in year 2?
Yeah, it's been great, man. Drake's an unbelievable dude, unbelievable quarterback, and we know we're continuing to grow together. Just a lot of reps, a lot of, time after practice, time in between periods, finding time to just work on timing, honestly talk through a lot of things. We're very similar in a lot of ways in how we see things. He asked me a lot of questions. I ask him how he wants things. And it's just constant communication. I mean, he's a tremendous talent that, I'm excited to continue to grow with.
All right, before I let you go, last one, continuing the catch theme. Your coach, Mike Vrabel, caught a few touchdowns in his career lining up as a tight end. So I'm curious, what kind of pointers has he given you in practice?
Yeah, man, Braves, it's special to be around a guy like Vrabel, man. He's a tremendous coach. Obviously was a tremendous player. He likes to remind us that, he got in there and got in the paint a lot. So he's, it's a lot of fun having him in the building. He brings a lot of energy and a guy that's obviously done it and done it at a high level. So pretty special to have him as my coach. Indeed.
Hunter, we appreciate your time, bro. Good luck this weekend against Miami. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
The NFL hosting a reunion weekend. DK Metcalf, Joe Flacco facing their old teams. And oh yeah, a Super Bowl rematch. Mina and Jeremy return. Plus, we are not done at LSU. Molly McGrath on Florida's motivation, while Marty is going to party with maybe the Tigers' most popular freshman. I feel like I never really hear that often, Jay.
What?
Popular and freshman.
Well,
you have to be like a junior, senior, but
kind of do, yeah.
Kind of. But when you got the sauce, you